Welcome back to PF International and the Tuto Money Super British Karting Championships. Mini X30 up next with Lomliev on pole from Walker, Edgar, Bolton, Ryby, Higgins, McLean, Chigarimbo, McComb and Freddie Tomlinson. Josh Rowledge and Oliver Duffel round out the grid. Live commentary recorded for radio on the day by Chris McCarthy and Jake Sanson.
It's a cracking start, but up already there's a bit of a tussle.
Banging wheels.
Banging of wheels and through into second position. That looks like Edgar's come through. Jessica Edgar through into second position. Nice start from her.
Yes,
but there's absolutely no resistance from the KMS driver. Bolton is trying to get up in there as well. I think he's through to fourth.
I think he's into third place.
Oh, that's third. Yes, yeah. Walker's there in fourth place.
Yeah, and then in fifth place is Josh McLean as they head down to.
No, that's Harvey Ryby in fourth position.
Yeah, and then it's and then McLean in fifth place, and then Rowledge trying to go through to sixth place.
Rowledge and McLean hit each other.
And Rowledge diving up the inside for fourth place now. Oh, and Rashad Chigarimbo spun.
Oh, Chigarimbo and McComb come together.
Yeah, McComb's spinning in avoidance more than anything else, but. Well, out of the chicane, it's Lomliev leading. We've got a two-car
That's Jessica Edgar in second place, giving him lots of hassle at the moment.
Yep, those two have broken away.
Is that Edgar in the lead? I think that's Edgar making the move on the inside of Lomliev.
I don't think it is.
Oh, no, not quite. My apologies. I thought I saw...
Oh, and Rowledge is into third.
Oh, and into the barriers.
That's Walker, is it?
Walker into the barriers. Unbelievable. I think, no, sorry, it's Bolton. Bolton's in the barriers there as he clatters out of third position. So, we've got Rowledge up to third, Walker fourth, McLean is fifth, then Duffel, Higgins, Ryby, Chigarimbo, Bolton recovers, and then it's McComb at the back of the field with Tomlinson already out. But Dan Bolton from fourth position.
Tomlinson back out the pits, so he'll rejoin the race.
Okay, so that's going to be an interesting one. Now,
and is, I thought we nearly had a change for lead, but Josh Rowledge, 8 places on this opening lap, and further back is that Matthew Higgins going to try and move on Oliver Duffel. No, it isn't, but just ahead there was a move. That was McLean on Aaron Walker.
Yep, so Josh McLean back in the fourth position, and guess who the next target is going to be as Edgar tries to have a go for Lomliev. But yes, the next target, spin. Now that is the 33 that's gone around, that's Duffel. So having recovered from his earlier incident, Duffel is going to drop back out of the top 6. Yeah. That's a real shame, but look, Rowledge has caught up to these two up in front. Rowledge has caught them already.
But clearly fired up for this one after the penalty. Josh Rowledge. Oh, goes for the move. That's his favourite place to overtake.
Rowledge
into the left-hander.
So Rowledge gets Jessica Edgar. Now he's after Ivan Lomliev. And it looks as though that was a bit of a clumsy overtaking manoeuvre from Higgins trying to get on the move on the inside of Walker there.
And Tomlinson, problems for him once again. So something not right with Tomlinson's kart. But Rowledge is now into that second place. Quickest on track, unsurprisingly. 8/10 ahead to try and close down as we... hit the Litchfield Bridge for the third time. Lomliev is going to have a tough task of stopping Josh Rowledge, because Josh Rowledge is not messing around here. As further back, Higgins is about to challenge Harvey. Ryby is out.
No, that's Walker.
That's Walker.
That's Walker. They've been battling for the last 3 or 4 corners, and Walker just managed to keep Higgins at bay over the bridge, and then
Rowledge is for a lunge.
Lomliev drifts out wide. McLean's there. Lomliev goes off on the grass, tries to cut across on Jessica Edgar, and Edgar has to hang on there in third position. McLean's still there in fourth, and then up the inside to defend once again. Walker keeps McComb at bay. Oh, this is getting very exciting for the lead, though, as these three continue to battle. Jessica Edgar, fair play to her, is not allowing herself to be intimidated. She's getting really stuck in.
Rowledge came from a long way back for that move. Thought Lomliev was going to turn in. I thought we were going to see an incident, but Lomliev in the end actually ran a little bit wide on the exit, and that's really delayed him. But he's a push from Jessica Edgar now as they head through turns 1 and 2 and underneath the bridge, and Rowledge, as a result of that, does not have a lead as we enter the bridge then for the 4th time. New fastest lap for Josh Rowledge despite that move, 1:15.6 on the last lap. Then it's a gap of 1.3 seconds to Josh McLean.
Ryby's had an off on the last sector and dropped down to 11th position. He was up there just in front of Oliver Duffel, so problems then unfortunately for Ryby as he recovers, but great to see him back out there after his earlier shunt. Rowledge Lomliev and Jessica Edgar in there, but Rowledge, how he's come up from 11th on the grid to lead already, absolutely perfection. Lomliev still battling away with Jessica Edgar and signalling frantically to Jessica, come on, Rowledge is getting away, let's work together. But Jessica Edgar, this is the first time she's really run in the podium and on merit, so this is her best opportunity to see if she can get one over on Lomliev.
Well, Lomliev made a mistake there, ran wide on the brakes and got a really poor exit, and you can see what that's done for.
But look at McLean. McLean's catching all of them, so Josh McLean's not done yet. He's up into 4th position, as we know, and he is chasing after all of these guys up in front. So Rowledge, Lomliev, Edgar, McLean, then it's Aaron Walker having, oh no, it's Higgins now in front of Walker. So Matthew Higgins has got through, still having a great weekend, the Welshman, on his first ever visit to PF International. Duffel in 7th, Chigarimbo in 8th, trying his best to survive. Then it is Bolton in front of McComb and Harvey Ryby.
Down the Litchfield Bridge, here we go then. It's Josh Rowledge getting away now. Another new fastest lap last time, 1:15.4. Lomliev just has no response to the pace of the Strawberry Racing driver. Jessica Edgar still keeping Lomliev very honest, so it's Strawberry Racing, Coles Racing, and then the two Fusion Motorsport drivers of Edgar and Josh McLean, and then we go back to Higgins. After that it's Walker, Duffel, Chigarimbo, not where we would expect him to be, but he's of course had a spin so far this race. Then it's Bolton, McComb and Harvey Ryby.
Well, Jess Edgar is having some great opportunities to go for Ivan Lomliev. The thing is, Lomliev is one of the most talented drivers out in this field. But in these conditions, he appears to be really struggling as he proves the point by getting right over the curbs, the back when the wheel nearly kicks him out. The thing is, Lomliev is one of the lighter drivers in this field. He weighs about 3 bags of sugar, so in the wet, he's got absolutely no traction compared to the other drivers out there. So the fact that he's hanging on to 2nd position is absolutely sensational driving from Lomliev. But Edgar's giving him a really hard time. She tried to go for the move, just ended up rubbing the back of Lomliev's car, got out of sorts a little bit, manages to catch it though before she ends up spinning around. But Josh McLean is closing in on both of them.
I think it's just Rowledge has just an extra edge over the rest of the field more than anything else. I don't think any of these three drivers are going particularly slow.
There you go, Edgar's got Lomliev. Lomliev drifts out wide and Edgar uses the opportunity, and now McLean's going to get through as well, is he? Lomliev goes out wide. And McLean gets through into 3rd position, so McLean gets 3rd off Lomliev. So it's two Fusions in 2nd and 3rd, but out in front it's a Strawberry Cart, and out in 4th position Lomliev's trying again on McLean, and they're nudging each other. Jessica Edgar's loving this. She's out in 2nd and she's got clear.
Yeah, there was a bit of contact when McLean made that move, and I think we saw Ivan Lomliev return the favour into the chicane, so it's done neither of them any favours, and they're still battling. They're still
nudging each other. This is the thing. We've said this before in the Zyra and Beecroft incident. Stop by pushing each other to the side of the circuit. You've got to let the officials do their job. If you have an incident, talk to them about it afterwards. Don't take the rule books in your hands out on the circuit. And there's a warning flag from McLean for that incident before. So I think it's fair to say the officials having a look at the McLean incident and thinking, I don't think so, mate. That wasn't as clean as you wanted it to be.
Well, Matthew Higgins is now closing in on these guys. He's just done a 1:15.75. So last time around, Matthew Higgins was the quickest on track of anyone.
And the fastest in the 3rd sector of anybody was Duffel.
Yes.
So Duffel's going well.
With all the chaos going on up ahead, Matthew Higgins has now closed in, and that's a podium position.
Lomliev and McLean, look, they're battling away with each other. This is getting silly between these two, and look who's going to get them both if they're not careful. Lomliev, it looked to me, braked a little bit too early down into that 2nd hairpin. I have a feeling that there's going to be some conversations about that one. And poor Josh McLean basically had nowhere to go but into the back of him. And of course, that's a front fairing issue if that becomes a problem.
Pretty much. So I think it was pretty evident what was going on there. But it's not yet finished. It looks as if they are just battling for 3rd place, and they've lost interest in a race win today. And
well, Rowledge has got it, hasn't he? And Jess Edgar, fair play to her. She's doing a great job there in 2nd place.
If these guys are both going to hit each other and pick up penalties, then Matthew Higgins will be on the podium.
Yeah, if I was Matthew, I'd just stay and let those two battle it out, because they may take each other off the circuit anyway if they keep this up, and Higgins will get 3rd place anyway. But it's a really interesting battle. Here comes McLean up the inside of Lomliev, and they drift. They nudge each other. It's getting silly again as Lomliev has to defend from Higgins. Higgins is now getting in there. He's going to work with Lomliev to try and catch up to McLean once more. Lomliev is there under braking, and he's going to have another opportunity into the second hairpin, I think. So Lomliev doing his best to close up on Josh McLean. Sixth place, by the way, is the 33 of Duffel, who's really starting to come into his own.
Really wide in the second hairpin there, and
well, Higgins gets through, so Higgins is through, no problem at all. Lomliev's going to try and get straight back up the inside, no hesitation at all. Clatters over the curbs though, that's going to compromise him on the exit, and that's letting McLean get away. And with 2 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock, that's going to really give things a bit of a problem for Lomliev to catch back up to Josh McLean. Meanwhile, Josh Rowledge out of the final turn, just doing what he does best, having a great run. But for me, I think there's about 3 laps to go. So Rowledge is still leading. Second is Jess Edgar. The gap is coming, well, I thought it was coming down. It's about even, actually, as Rowledge stretches out the gap to 2.8 over Jess Edgar.
yeah,
McLean is there.
Rowledge has got this in the bag. There's only a minute and a half to go. He can take it easy now, and Edgar, I think, would just be very pleased with a second place. But it's all about this third place. We don't know if any of those drivers, if McLean or Lomliev are carrying a penalty now.
This is a very good point, because obviously they've been nerfing and bashing and bumping and boring all the way through this race, those two, McLean and Lomliev. Clearly they've got a score to settle with each other, but Matthew Higgins just needs to stay there in 5th position ultimately, because if they continue to battle, he can work with Lomliev to push him slightly further forward, but if they continue to scrap away, he could pick up a very tasty podium as a result of all of this. So from Matthew Higgins' point of view, he's not doing anything he shouldn't be doing. He's just coasting around, doing a great job. This is Matthew Higgins' first time to be up international, let's not forget, and he's taking it to drivers that have got a lot more experience around this circuit. It's been a difficult afternoon at the office for the likes of Walker, Bolton and Ryby. Chikarimbo's struggling as well, because they've all fallen out of that top 6. Walker, Bolton and Ryby, don't forget, all 3 of the Kato Motorsports drivers started this race in the top 5. Circumstances really kept them out of it. Bolton in the wall at the end of the second lap when he was running in 4th place. Could easily have been in this battle for the podium, and Walker and Ryby struggling as well in these conditions.
Higgins has gone past
Higgins has got Lomliev. That's interesting. So Higgins, he's through in a 4th position. Can he now get after McLean? So that's going to be very interesting. If McLean is carrying a penalty, then Higgins has pretty much got 3rd.
From what we saw, he must be. It was a real heavy contact into the second half.
I think both of them must be. Both Lomliev and McLean must have penalties to come out at the end of this one.
But we won't assume, but at the moment, Higgins is going to finish 4th place.
Just look at Rowledge, though. Rowledge is just absolutely serene. He's barely working the kart at all. He's just tiptoeing his way over the curbs. He's keeping it calm, nice and steady. He's putting out a few hundredths of a second per lap over Jess Edgar. He's not overworking the kart, not pushing it too hard. He's found a rhythm he likes. He's pushing the kart into the apex. He's just letting it drift off the edge of the corner. This is a masterclass drive for Josh Rowledge, and as he goes into the final lap, this victory will be not only beautifully executed, but well deserved.
Yeah, Josh Rowledge has driven fantastically. He did exactly what he needed to by having an aggressive start to the race. Really got his elbows out, and ever since then he got himself straight up into the top 6 on that opening lap, and then from there he's just been able to pick off the key players in terms of fighting for the lead. And since then, Josh Rowledge hasn't looked back. He's extended his lead now to almost 3 seconds. Behind that, you've got Jessica Edgar in second place.
I wanted to talk about Jess Edgar on the last lap, because let's be fair, this has been Jessica Edgar's finest ever race performance. You've got to think about it from the point of view that this is the national championship. The conditions are atrocious. They're very slippery. She is coping very well with them and has asserted herself with some magnificent overtaking moves of her own. She's got herself into second position purely on merit of the fact that she has got her elbows out and got it sorted. She's not been frightened. She has got herself into the mix, and it's well deserved for Jessica Edgar to pop up in second place. Clearly, Abby Pulling is not going to be the only major player from the female contingent in Super 1, but out they come. Josh Rowledge is going to get the victory. A magnificent drive, and he has well and truly walked away with it from 11th on the grid to 1st. Josh Rowledge wins at PF. Magnificent. Jess Edgar in second place. She can be delighted with that. McLean crosses the line in 3rd from Higgins and Lomliev. 6th across the line is Oliver Duffel. Then it is going to be Rushan Chikarimbo in 7th.
Well, after post-race penalties were applied to Josh Rowledge Josh McLean, Daniel Bolton and Jacob McComb. It was Jessica Edgar that took the win from Matthew Higgins and Ivan Lomliev in third.
Well, Jessica, we brought the rain for you from Rowrow and you dealt with it very well. Talk us through the last race.
It was a good race. I got away from the start. Yeah.
And it's been really hard because over the course of the weekend you've been getting faster and faster. Do you think that there's more of that to come this year?
Hopefully, yeah.
The team's been working really hard to get you up to speed as well, so it must have been a really nice moment.
Yeah, it is.
Well, despite Ivan Lomliev's third there in the grand final, he takes the championship lead to round 2 with 183. Jess Edgar there in second place from Walker, McLean and Rowledge, but this one will go to the very last round of the season. Coming up in part 5, Senior X30 with the world champion on pole.